We never know when those times of change are going to come upon us. It could be a moment, it could be an event, or it could be a person who changes the way we see the future, the way our outlook changes. I remember that happened to me back in 2011. I remember the day, the 5th of April, 2011. I was in Birmingham Crown Court to be precise. I don't know whether you've ever been in a Crown Court, but Elizabeth II Crown Court in Birmingham, it's this big building. When you walk in, it's like going through airport security. You have the big metal detector thing that you walk through, and then you have to empty your pockets. You get all the change and bits and pieces and put them into that plastic tray that goes through the X-ray machine. And then when you get through the other side, you have to put your arms out wide so they can put the wand over you, checking for anything else that didn't get picked up when you go through the X-ray machine. And then it's like going into the airport lounge of a 1970s airport, the marble floors. They have these sets of chairs, metal chairs, around the atrium of the courthouse. We were in court number 2. The entrance, these big floor-to-ceiling doors, oak wooden doors, really heavy. You push them open and you go into like a holding area, and then you go through another set of double doors. Walking through the gallery, you've got seats either side of you. Opposite you, you have the jury seats, the place where the jury seats, the 12 members, the 12 men and women who are there to decide the fate of the defendant within the court. Between the gallery and the jury members, in the middle, you have the space for the barristers and the solicitors. To the right, up high, you have the judge, the pompous looking judge, all dressed up, looking over everyone. And opposite the judge, to the left of us, you have the space for the defendant himself, herself, themselves. This was a trial that had been going on for 3 months. And today, the 5th of April, we were on day 5 of the deliberations. Day 3 saw the jury come back and say, we cannot make a unanimous decision. Day 4 saw them come back and say, we still cannot make a decision. A majority verdict cannot be reached. And you just got the feeling that the judge was manipulating the situation because he wasn't taking no for an answer. In the court of law, if a jury cannot decide, then actually it becomes a hung jury. But this judge, he needed an answer. It was a yes or a no. It was a guilty or a not guilty. And he sent the jury out again. And today was day 5. It was a Friday afternoon. You could see that the jury were getting tired. They didn't want to be here anymore. They'd been here for 3 months already. Easter was coming. They didn't want to spend another day in court. The end of the day came and they had a result. They had a verdict. Everyone was hustled back into court. And the verdict was given. And the judge got ready, pompous looking, overseeing the whole court, looking straight at the defendant, looking straight at me. He told me to rise. And those words are etched in my mind forever. Philip Mallourides, you have been found guilty of conspiracy to defraud. My legs turned to jelly. Everyone in the courtroom was stunned. Even the officer sitting behind me was surprised. And then I was led out. Not through the front door where I came in, but through the back door, ready to take me down to the cells, ready for transportation to prison. Somewhere that I never thought I would ever find myself. My legs were shaking. I had to sit down. I found it very difficult to cope. And then off for my first night in prison. One of those places that you think you'll never end up. One of those places that you hear the stories of and you never think you're ever going to experience anything like it. That first night was, I was numb. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what was happening. What was happening to me? I was now not going to see my wife. I was now not going to see my child. I was taken away from everyday life, just like that. The click of your fingers saw me in a cell. 4 walls and a locked door. That night was tough.